So, easy, how's everybody doing? Yeah, took a little break from social media for at least 24 hours, possibly 36, and could quite easily, if I went doing the walk Saturday, I could quite easily have a few more days off. Simple reason being that my brain's been on hyper, and it just kind of like there's all these thoughts going through it, and it's not negative stuff. It's not negative stuff at all. It's like positive stuff, but my brain is absolutely racing. So I've just been out for a bit of a walk, just at shop, and slow it down, get a bit of perspective. You know, and it's kind of that, it's that learning to walk before you run, because my brain literally does 100 mile an hour to 1,000,000 mile an hour every single day. There's no 50 and there's no 0, and I keep like working towards that, and there are days when I'm like getting close to it, but then it just sparks up again and it just goes into overdrive. But it's not overdrive with negative stuff, so I'm quite happy about that. But yeah, I've kind of like been clocking a bit of stuff on other people's pages, and you know, kind of not in the comparison thing, but like, how's that happened? Do you know what I mean? How's that happened so quick? And I know that some of it is because, well, they've got money backing them, and fair play. Do you know what I mean? I haven't, you know, but I'm conscious now that, you know, I had a meeting quite a few months ago with a local businessman, and you know, he's successful, talks sense, and you know, he's kind of like, what's the plan? And I'm like, well, I'm just doing this and I'm just doing that, and you know, it's took me to like clocking other people's stuff, and then like, not in that comparison thing at all, but in that like, why? Do you know what I mean? Like that question, why? And it's kind of like made me realise, you know, that I need to have a plan. Like I saw that Ashley D out of So Solid Crew have posted, sometimes I've got to remind myself to stick to the fucking plan, on Insta the other day. And I thought, mate, at least you've got a fucking plan. So the aim going forward is to create a plan. You know, like I said, my brain is hyper, you know, and some of that ties into some of the trauma stuff, you know, hypervigilance, and it's just like always being aware and everything. And then some of it is just because I get to a point and I think, right, I need to shut it off. I need to shut it off. And then rather than shutting it off, I open the valve and it just goes and like comes out. So, you know, an example is, I thought I'd said to my missus that I were going to be at her house on Thursday, Friday, and I turned up tonight and she's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, didn't I tell you? And she's like, no, we left it at you were going to go home for a few days. But it's just the little bits of things, do you know what I mean? And working on a lot of areas at the moment. So like the areas I've started, I started cold showers today. Jesus. I cut sugar out earlier this week. I cut it out in my brews to start with, and I've always been like a sugar guy in brews, and I'm like checking in with a bit of a sweetener now, and I've had a few with no sugar, and it's just, I'm aware that there's kind of like so much to do, but then I also want to make improvements to my health, because if I'm 1,000,000 mile an hour, I'll get burnt out, and then I know what happens when I get burnt out. I get burnt out, start feeling a bit of a low mood, starts getting into a bit of depression, anxiety kicks into fucking death, you know, and then it's like this self-fulfilling defeatist circle. So I've been really conscious of that, and I am really trying hard, you know, like the walks are kind of like taking off when the weather's good, but I don't blame people for that at all. You know, turn up when you want to. That's how it is for me. It's you turn up when you want to, you check in, you check out, happy days. Yeah, and it's kind of like, you know, my missus says you're always going off tangent, and I'm aware that my speech rate is really fast. You know, my brain's like flickering with all these different things that I want to say and I want to do and I want to talk out. Way through the privates. Yeah, and it's a case of, you know, I volunteered to go walk to the shop so I could walk through, you know, little Bowley Green Park and walk along canal for a bit, because I'm that aware that my brain's racing. And, you know, left to my own devices, because my brain is more creative than organisational, I tend to have all these ideas. You know, my notes in my phone, there's like a stack of stuff that I've got to get through, like videos and articles and stuff. But I prioritise all that and then I lose myself. You know, I've been saying for time this website's coming. And I'm just going to be honest with you. It's going to come. It is going to come. You know, that's me and my missus have been talking about it tonight. And I've said to her I need to write it down and prioritise stuff. The group for males to meet in Darwin, that'll come. You know, there's so many ideas. Honestly, I have so many different ideas. But it's time to buckle down, put it in a plan. You know, my uncle, when I speak to him, the guy from America, and you know, he's well successful. He's been successful most of his life because he's routine, he's disciplined, hard work, persevering, determination pays off. You know, he told me that when I went to live with him when I was 20, and I'm 47 and I still battle it. But I battle everything because that's me. I just do battle. Do you know what I mean? Like today, you know, I caught what this kid's doing, and I thought, wow, fair play, man. You know, and it comes down to asking for help. And I am still absolutely terrible at asking for help, and I'm aware that I need to reach out and do it. And that, you know, Gemma and her guys at Propel You, you know, they're waiting for me to do the content, but then my head races and I create too much, and then I think that shit, I'll start again. Do you know what I mean? And it's that kind of like, so there's part of me that I'm defeating myself. But I've had this time off from social media today, and I've recognised so much stuff, because I've checked it through Business Suite, but I've checked it through Business Suite 3 times today. And, you know, I am having a day off where I interact with people. You know, and it's like, I'm going to get back now, I'm not far off now, but sit there and write a bit of a plan, get on it, you know, but then just keep hammering away at it. You know, so that's just me trying to get like all this information out my head, and I might post this, I might not, who knows, do you know what I mean? But the honesty is there, and as well as talking to Mel about stuff, you know, and having to bite the bullet and ask for a bit of help again, because I have literally been doing everything on my own, like the content, the videoing, you know, the posts, the quotes, the Insta, you know, everything. And I need to ask for help. And if you want to help, you know, if people want to like admin the page and post some stuff, doesn't have to be personal stuff. You know, you could come across a quote and just think, oh, that's banging, I'll post that. You know, that's meant for me, because it takes that little bit of pressure off. You know, if you shit hot at certain things, I don't know, if you've got a studio, you know, if you've got a studio and you know how to do all the technical stuff, and because I've got an app on my phone, I've got Anchor on my phone, but then it's like, right, I'll do it tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. So that is why I need to have a plan, you know, and I'm well aware of it now. And it's kind of like, let's step it up and take it to the next stage. And I was just going to say this as well, yeah. I'm after an allotment, but I know that they're really, really difficult to get hold of. So if anybody has got any little bit of land, you know, 20 by 20, not meters, feet, or 40 by 20, or whatever, and it's not being used and it's just been sat on and nothing's happening, you know, if you want to donate it to us, just so we can have like an outdoor space for boats to get together and do a bit of gardening or whatever, you know, mental health, mental wealth improvement, talk about your mental ill health and your mental illness, be massively appreciated. All right, sort yourselves well, find a balance, peace.